Hello, I'm Dr. Henry Rosenberg, President and one of the co-founders of the Malignant Hyperthermia Association of the United States. When MHAUS was formed in 1981, the founders had as a goal providing information and education to patients and healthcare providers regarding this uncommon, potentially fatal disorder associated most often with general anesthesia. However, we realized that due to the relative rarity of MH, when the crisis hits, the provider might not have all the information to manage the MH crisis at his or her fingertips. So the concept of a 24/7 hotline was born. We contacted anesthesiologists, experts in MH, and asked them to serve as hotline consultants. The response was overwhelmingly positive. So in 1982, starting with 16 volunteer consultants, we were underway. In order to make the service available 24/7, we contracted with a company to connect the caller with one of the on-call consultants. There are now 30 active hotline experts, with 3 on call at any time during their scheduled 2 weeks period. If one is not available, another is found. Over the years, the hotline has received many thousands of calls from a wide range of providers. For example, over the past 10 years, the hotline has received nearly 7,000 calls. Some did not involve a critical event, but over 3,900 required consultation with one of the consultants directly. Callers' questions range from, "I just wanted to check to see that my judgment about this case was correct," to, "I need help now with an ongoing MH crisis. My patient is not responding." Who uses the hotline? Healthcare professionals, mostly anesthesiologists, use the hotline, but nurse anesthetists, ICU nurses, emergency medicine, and critical care physicians are among many others who also call. Some of you listening to this, or one of your colleagues, certainly may have consulted the MH hotline directly, and many have benefited from the information derived from hotline calls. For those of you who are patients, family members of patients, or simply concerned that all patients will benefit from receiving the best possible care, the advantage of having such a unique service is obvious. MHAUS and the consultants regularly share their experience and knowledge about MH in its varied presentations in articles, presentations at national meetings, and many other venues. The cost of maintaining the hotline, coordinating schedules, collecting and analyzing data is significant. A generous contribution by the American Society of Anesthesiologists supports a portion of the hotline coordinator's compensation, but the remaining expense is paid for through the general fundraising efforts of MHAUS. Although the hotline functions very effectively, we would like to make the information derived from the hotline even more valuable. For example, we attempt to contact each caller after a call is completed for a follow-up, but often that is not possible. We would like to make sure that the patients that benefit from the consultation get proper follow-up care. It's time to put such a plan in place for the benefit of the patient and to learn more about disorders or situations that mimic the presentation of MH. I hope I have sufficiently explained the importance and value of the unique MH hotline service for patient care and the overall medical profession. It is like no other that I know of. Please join me by providing a generous contribution to support the continued success of the hotline and thus honoring the many hotline consultants who over the past 30 years have voluntarily helped thousands of patients and providers in dealing with the unusual and potentially fatal problem of MH. Thanks for your attention and continued support.